a 14-year-old who hadn't been to school for a year, social anxiety, couldn't cope with large groups of people, or the classroom or supermarkets, things like that. And I went to see him and took a magnetic quilt from Nikken and a necklace, which is similar to the Powerband, but large to go around the neck, and a pair of insoles. And the mother persuaded him to come out of his bedroom because he'd been in there, didn't come out, wasn't interacting with life, basically. And introduced myself, how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? Where are you feeling today? You know, and he goes, oh, probably about a 9. You know, really didn't want to interact with me, was a bit dubious. And I said, well, I've got these amazing products here. Can I put the quilt around you, just see how you feel? And I did. And he sat on the sofa and I put the quilt around him and I put the necklace around his neck and put his feet on the insoles. And Kat said, okay, that's great. You just sit there while I chat to Mum. And about 15, 20 minutes later, he suddenly announces, Mum, I feel happy. Well, she nearly fell off the sofa. She went, sorry, what? What, happy? You happy? And I thought, wow, this is powerful. You know, from a young man who didn't know what effect it was going to have, to him saying that. So anyway, in those days, I used to loan certain products. I only loan the quilt now, if people want to try it before they buy it. However, I left him with the quilt and a necklace and the insoles. And he decided almost immediately after I'd gone that all he wanted was the necklace. So he wore the Powerband necklace and his life changed within a week. He was going to kickboxing and the parents were saying to the mum, have you medicated him? He's a different child. And she smiled and she was looking what was going on. He was interacting with people. He didn't mind being in a crowd. He also went to a football match at Southampton and was hugging random strangers. He went to the cinema with 3 friends. He'd normally have to go with his mum to accompany him. And I went back a week later and she said, you've changed our lives. And I said, well, thank you. I haven't, but the products have. And that was where the birth of my website name came from, because it just rolled on. People kept saying, you've changed our lives. And I thought, this is life-changing products. They're amazing. And because of his testimonial, I then was referred to a 15-year-old girl who was very socially nervous, social anxiety, I think they called it, stayed in her room, didn't want to interact with the family, constantly scrolling on her phone. And she tried the Powerband necklace. And I think it took her about 2 weeks. And after those 2 weeks, she wasn't interested in scrolling on her phone anymore, wanted to interact more with the family, and has worn it on and off ever since. Did well at school, passed her driving test first time. And I'm so, so proud of her because it changed her life. And it's just gone on like that with the Powerband jewelry. It can be worn around the neck, around the ankle. I mean, I've recommended that the bracelet be worn around children's ankles to school if they don't want to be seen as different. If it's going to be seen, they can wear it around their ankle. Another amazing gobsmacking testimonial really was an older lady with a hand that was like this, absolutely contorted with inflammation, I guess. And she put the bracelet on, and within 10 minutes she went, oh, look, I can feel my hand. No medication on this planet can do that. No medication. I don't know of a medication. And somebody else had got a shoulder that was immobile, and they wrapped the necklace around just because somebody said, oh, here, try this. And they're sitting at a meal, and the person who said, here, wrap the necklace around your wrist, raised her arm in 10 minutes and proceeded to have a shower and blow dry her hair the next morning. What the heck is that technology? It just shows our bodies are lacking these frequencies, this connection to nature.